Want to welcome you guys back to another edition of Dirty Talk. I am your host, Dirty Cuttz, and I'm here with the lovely
BP. What up? What up?
What's going on? Also, we got the team behind us, Mr. Raheem, and we got QT, Bosschic, Boss, and she's serving them boss pies,
QT,
them yams. Can I get to the yams? Sweet yam. Show me the way. All right, y'all.
Amen. Bless it, Lord.
Bless them, Lord. Okay, y'all. So what's going on, man? I think we're gonna do the war report today. And this right here is such a goddamn nut quenching, not nut quenching, but it's a real irritable ass subject, but it needs to be addressed and everything, and especially for the so-called African American culture here in the lands of America. And we're going to be talking about reparations. Should we as a people get them, or should we not? You know, it's a very touchy subject, and but we're gonna get everybody's opinion tonight, and we're gonna go over a few things too that you might need to know about reparations and what they are. All right. So, therefore, let's go on and get on into
Let's get to the dirty talk, dirty talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is how I feel about reparations. I feel, yes, black people are entitled to reparations. Not just any black folk, but personally, as Tariq Nasheed has coined the term Foundational Black Americans, FBAs should be entitled to reparations.
Okay, what do you mean by FBA?
So FBAs are foundational, meaning you have lineage here. You were, yes, of course, you were captured and brought here to America, but it was already folk here before slavery even started. And those people were indigenous to this land, and they were captured and enslaved as well. And those people should receive reparations along with the people that was brought here from Africa and the different islands and stuff. However, what it does distinguish is that people that's like from the Bahamas right now, you know, people that's from Jamaica right now, people that's from other areas where black people were indigenous to, should they be able to get reparations, or just Africans coming from Africa over here, should they be able to get them too? And the answer to that is like, no. If you wasn't born here, if your family didn't endure slavery and things of that nature, no, they shouldn't have a stakehold in that, because their countries have a claim that they can state.
Right.
As far
they
as
have a nationality that they can claim.
Definition of reparation.
Reparations, yes.
We sure can. We actually, reparations is a form of repayment for what a country or a civilization has gained off of another person's back, or their goods
and services.
And services. So check it. While we're talking about reparations, philanthropist named Camilla Moore, she wants us to know the 5 pillars of reparations and what we should be asking for when it comes to reparations. The first thing is compensation. We got to have that money, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Money is a must.
Compensation.
Yeah, compensation, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to have that bread. Cut us them checks right now. You know what I'm talking about? We need that bread. You know what I'm saying? Christmas coming. Shit.
Yeah.
So, the second thing is restoration. Now, what they mean by restoration is like the culture, the music. Like, we started jazz rock and roll, and last but not least, hip hop. I mean, country and hip hop. You get what I'm saying? And just think about all of the money that's made just off of music and all the different aspects you can make off of music alone. Whether it's marketing, actually doing the music, promoting the music, even dancing to the music, or just playing the music, or visualizing the music. You get paid off of music so many ways. And even the culture, you know what I'm saying? Like the comedy, the you know, like for instance, what we're going through now with the young brother Kanye West, the styles, the trends that we set, everything that's been capitalized off of us. You know what I mean? So you want to take this one, Britt?
The third one is rehabilitation. Now, rehabilitation. Yes, rehabilitation. So you got to think about this. When black people were freed from slavery, right? They was promised what? 3 acres and a mule and all
40
this.
acres.
40 acres.
40 acres
Oh,
and a mule.
not 3. So we ain't get 3. We damn sure ain't get 40. Okay,
Yeah,
40 acres and a we ain't get nothing. All right, that was just a little joke. But yeah, 40 acres and a mule, and we got absolutely nothing. A lot of us went on our way. Our families, ancestors went on their way. They moved to the north so they could at least try to get in on the railroads and different things like that were being built on the industrial side. But a lot of us who had to stay in the South, who couldn't run away, couldn't get away, they were still pretty much enslaved. But it's a term for that. I forget the term, but they continued to be
indentured slave.
Yeah, indentured slave.
So it's like I mean, and with that meaning, that's like a term they use for. They weren't really slaves, but they acted as a slave for a certain amount of time, and then that was released after their contract was up.
That's right. So rehab.
So they made a choice. They made a choice.
Yeah,
They made a choice.
Yeah, because that's all they knew.
That's
you know
all
what I'm saying? They ain't want to go nowhere or nothing like that. And then a lot of the times, those slave masters, they left them people. They left a lot of the slaves on their land and their wills and stuff like that after they passed. I mean, it was sensible because hell, they knew that they were the ones that was cultivating the land.
Yeah,
you know?
they could upkeep it.
Yeah, they can keep it up. So.
Yeah. But rehabilitation is something that we owe, because look at us, we living in ghettos. And ghettos weren't just made for us. You know, we have been locked out of the wealth of the American economy for over 400 years now. And I mean, and it's still ongoing. So rehabilitation.
And most importantly, I don't mean to cut you off. Most importantly with the rehabilitation is the mental health and physical health. Like we should have free health care, free mental health care, because we've been going through, I mean, whether we know it or not, we're going through PTSD from slavery, whether we know it or not.
Yep. Because it's in our DNA.
Right.
They even have a book about post-traumatic slave disorder. Y'all should pick that up.
Right.
It's real. Because you ever heard people say that when your mom or dad die, your DNA changes? So think about it. You had people that were watching their children be sold, beat, killed, fed to alligators. The most horrific crimes against humanity possible were happening to people, and they had to witness that on an everyday basis. For what? How long was slavery? Slavery was about 300 years?
Yeah.
300 years. That's what they were
now
saying.
about 2022, so it's right at the 400 mark.
Yeah.
400-year mark.
So there's definitely some switching of the DNA that has happened that has caused us to be the way that we are. And rehabilitation and therapy, mental health therapy and stuff like that, that's definitely needed. And the fourth one is satisfaction.
Yeah. Satisfaction. Like pretty much what they're saying with that is like all these Confederate flags, these Confederate statues and stuff like that need to be tore down, and we need to put up, statues of like George Washington Carver or Marcus Garvey or Bob Marley or something, like that. Prominent individuals that was part of the civil rights movement or just a black leader needs to be commemorated or whatnot. Let's go on and put Harriet Tubman on that $20 bill like we supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Let's put Frederick Douglass on that $100 bill instead of Benjamin. That wasn't even a president. You feel me?
Yeah, and a lot of people say symbolic gesture don't mean nothing, and I'm one of those people that feel like that because I don't give a good goddamn what you do symbolically. I just want what's owed to my family because I know what my family really lost. I know the plantation that they was on. I know where it's at. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? I know where my husband's family is from. The plantation, I've seen it. Matter of fact, they still get their name on a boulevard down there in South Carolina called Smiley Boulevard. So I know what my family was owed. So symbolic gestures don't mean nothing. But if you notice how other people feel about symbolic gestures, they mean everything because they find pride in those statues commemorating all these folk that like Andrew Jackson and all these people that had slaves and did injustices to black people. They find pride in that flag. They find pride in all of those little monumental, whatever you want to call them, little tokens or whatever. And they hold it dear to them, and it gives them a sense of self. And without a sense of self, you really don't know who you are. Let's start from the beginning. Dr. Claude Anderson.
Man, let's give it up for Dr.
Yeah,
Claude
Dr. Claude Anderson.
First and foremost. And he's a native to North Carolina.
Yes, yep. He was one of the first people that talked about reparations and how it should be divvied out. And then you have Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore.
Okay.
They were pushing for reparations, and then you had Tariq Nasheed come in. He was alongside of them at first, and then that kind of just broke up, whatever. But now he's doing the Foundational Black American push for reparations. You have several organizations out here pushing for it, but the thing about it is you got people that really feel, you got a lot of black people that really feel like we don't ask for handouts. Why are we asking for handouts? You got a lot of black people that feel like we need to continue to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and we gonna make it. You got a lot of black people that's against this conversation and against the movement. And even what Ice Cube was doing when he would say, hey, demand something for your vote. You had people within his own celebrity community giving him pushback. Yep. Like, nah, dude, like, what you mean? We gonna vote regardless. No, why? Vote for what? You're not getting anything. You know?
Keep voting for nothing.
Yeah, you keep voting for
have a reason to go and vote.
Yeah.
Because it appears to me that a lot, even us voting, and we have been coming out in numbers within the last few years now. Even with us voting, it seems to always fan to the opponent side or opposition side to where we're not going to get no assistance. Even with our black president, who I felt, strongly for when I voted for him, I felt that it was going to be some type of difference, and it was not.
So it goes back to it
kind of makes us feel at this particular point. You gave us a right to vote, but you're not counting our votes.
Okay,
even
so
when
check
we scribble that little African American. I don't even scribble black for African American anymore because I feel like when that's scribbled in or colored in, this is looked over. We're gonna count the other votes. We ain't gonna look at these. So I don't even put it on my applications no more to identify with that because I feel like there's a lot of black codes that's up against what we're trying to do or put in place against what we're trying to do that's keeping us from being able to push through certain barriers and walls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I was about to say, it goes back to Dr. Claude Anderson when he was saying that we got to start infiltrating the system.
Absolutely.
Basically, we gotta have our own political our political stance. We gotta have our own congressmen.
Yeah.
And it goes to Powernomics. His book that he wrote, Powernomics, it breaks it all the way down. Everything we need as a culture, as a people, in order to survive in this Americanized society, even this democratic society, period. And I wouldn't even give that to the Americans either, because they got they got all democracy from Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and I misspoke. I meant to give credit to Dr. Martin Luther King, because he said it before he passed away, that we were old.
He did.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, he realized he said in his speech that he and not so much as in his words, but he said he led us into a burning bush, a burning house.
Yeah.
You know, with the segregation thing, you just move the camera. Which,
so, and I think that's why this conversation is a little it's somber, but it's needed, and it's hard to kind of articulate this type of conversation because it has so many nuances, just because of the pushback that we as Black people continue to receive from every other race. It's almost as if they just wish we would disappear or just go away, or just, you know, like, just stay poor, stay obsolete, and stay down, just stay where you at. Don't ask for nothing, keep your mouth closed, and continue just to figure it out. And we just at a point now, it's just no more figuring it out. We done figured it out. We done figured it out. We continuously get killed. We watch death upon death upon death every day on the news, whether it's the police, whether it's our own people, whether it's accidental, whether it's mass shootings. We're watching ourselves be devoured. So what do you tell the people that's got nothing left? What do you tell the people to no, don't fight, when all they got left in them is to fight, so that they can continue to survive, so their children can survive? What do you tell them? They're not gonna give up. We just not them type of people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody compares like the roaches or whatever, but no, we just not gonna give up. We weren't bred to give up.
We don't die, we multiply.
That's about as lighthearted as it's gonna get. But we just not those type of people. And see, then you gotta think, the nigga was made. So whatever we are, we was created to be so. So the strength that's in us to succeed and continue to fight and continue to want more, that was embedded in us. And it's not just our ancestors. See, now you got our ancestors, and you got us bred with white people, Indians, all these other folk that's in our DNA as well. Yeah. So you think we're gonna give up?
No. And then we got this little this double-edged sword right here. The internet, information highway. So you can't keep shit from us no more. You know what I'm saying? People ain't in the dark no more. We very much see the light, and there's more and more intellectuals that's being raised. You know, the Lord said it's an army being built, baby. It's an army being built right up under your nose, and you don't even know it.
And the last shall be first.
The last shall be first.
And the meek shall inherit the earth.
Better say it, girl.
Yeah. And I think we done been real meek.
I'm tired of being meek.
Yeah, it definitely is hard, ain't it?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It is hard. You know, but when we get reparations?
Oh, you gotta have a plan.
Yeah, you gotta have a plan.
It ain't our plan to tell at this time.
First, we need to get this reparation popping.
That's right. Sometimes we need.
So what gonna do when you get?
Sometimes we
gonna do this.
Plans out.
See, this is
time. Don't put your plans out.
Don't put out. I got you.
They don't need to know everything.
Right. So let's just concentrate on one thing at a time.
Yeah, first is get it. Let's get it.
That's our focus. Let's get what we owe.
Yeah.
Straight up.
And that's why a lot of people are like, okay, if you do get it, are you gonna go give it right back?
Nope.
But
No.
that's for us to decide.
No, and
that's our business.
well, that's why
Did we ask anybody else?
That's why that fifth element was put in there.
Yeah.
Guarantee that this shit won't happen again.
Yeah. But see, did they ask everybody else what they was gonna do with their reparations? See, you gotta think about it. When they got their reparations, all these other people, the internment camps for the Japanese people, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did anybody ask the Japanese what they was gonna do with their money?
They cut that shit.
No.
Nobody. When the Holocaust happened and America paid for. Did anybody ask them what they was gonna do with their money?
No.
Now, see, I'm gonna tell you something about the Jewish. I'm gonna tell you something about the Jewish community that I had to break down to my son, and it was something that was taught to me. In the Jewish community, they get an opportunity to start a business, present an idea, bring it to a team, a committee, a group of people within their community. These people back them financially. They give them 3 chances to fail before they buy their business.
Wow.
Then when they buy their business, they put people that know how to run that particular business in the spot so that them people don't fail.
Right.
What kind of leg up is that?
That's a whole
That's a
lot.
serious ass leg up.
All right? That's why they continue to move forward.
Damn.
That's crazy.
That's why they continue to move forward. But think about it. We ain't never had that type of leg up.
Never.
Hey.
And I ain't hating on nobody, because that's a blessing to be able to do that within your community. But what do black people do? Oh, we got to go beg, borrow, ask for food stamps, ask for Section 8, ask for help, go to the crisis control. We got to continue. And then you got to be so damn impoverished to even get the help that they are providing, that a minimum wage job ain't even, you can't even have less than minimum wage to even get the help.
The banks won't give you a loan, they just give you lines of credit.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so much.
Yeah, think about it. Little lines of credit at that. I remember opening up my business. I got 3 college degrees. I make decent money, and I couldn't even get a business loan to open up my first business. I could get lines of credit. Them lines of credit was so damn small, you couldn't even pay the first year's rent with that money, let alone buy supplies, inventory.
Right.
Set up to fail.
That's
and
crazy.
and it got to the point I don't even want to ask nobody for no help.
And then on top of that, if you don't do good, it fucks with your credit.
Yep. Oh, I went through that, got sued, all that. Been through the ringer. Been through the ringer. Just trying to open up a business in the black community. What about this? Then you try to buy a home in the black community, keep the house, can't even use the equity because they done devalued the whole damn neighborhood.
Can't even get money to.
Richard Rothstein wrote a book about it. Read it. I ain't even gonna give you the title.
That's all the way
Richard
around.
Rothstein
That's all the way around.
wrote a book about it. A white man wrote a book about it. Go read it. Because the stuff that we've had to deal with as people has been horrible. It's been horrible. And even when you make it, you still don't even feel like you make it because your brother and your sister didn't make it, because your cousin didn't make it, because you got somebody in your family somewhere real close to you that still need a leg up and a hand out.
Yep.
And you want to help them, but you ain't got enough to help them and take care and sustain your own. That's why reparations is important. And if I offended anybody,
You'll be all right.
you'll be all right.
Dirty talk.
Dirty talk.
Yeah, man.
We need to really start I think we need to start building those type of things, man. Like, I guess it got to be within our families, you know what I'm saying, to help each other like they help, you know what I'm saying?
Group economics.
Well, I mean, right.
I
You just gotta
start practicing that because a lot of us don't really know how to
That's
do
true.
that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us come from a lot of struggles and don't have the mentality to, to form a group or even be group orientated, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
to do that, you know what I'm saying? But I think we need to start that as a family, you know what I'm saying? That's where I feel like it starts first.
Yeah. But then you gotta have a family.
it was
that
another
wanna
thing
do it.
I had hit on too. For the haters, they say that we're casualties of war. They don't deserve reparations. Yeah, I dig it. You know, I understand we was casualties of war, but y'all was taking the motherfucking land that wasn't yours from the jump anyway. Because you saw that we was gullible, we ain't have gunpowder and guns at that time. You took advantage. You know, and gave these people smallpox in the name, and then you did it in the name of the Lord. On top of that, you pledged war on people because they ain't want to be Christians. That's pretty much what it is, and it's sad, man. These people been going about their way of life for centuries. And here you come talking about we're gonna pledge war on you because you don't believe in Christianity.
That's crazy. Go back to the Jamaicans.
Wow, and we're gonna enslave you in the name of Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, and then you talk about the Jamaicans. That's basically one of the they're considered the tribe of Benjamin, which is one of the 12 sons of Jacob. You know, the tribe of Judah.
I believe they
we're scattered throughout the whole world.
That's right.
And speaking on the Jamaicans, they were the tribe of Benjamin, and the tribe of Benjamin, they're real interesting. These are your fighters. These are the Haitians, the Jamaicans, all them from that seed. And if you would look back on it, in 1472, the Haitians won the battle over they gained their right back over over the Brits. You know what I'm saying? So they've been hated on ever since and been getting taxed by them ever since.
Heavily taxed.
You know, so with the Jamaicans, it's sad, man, because they got that fighting spirit, and you know, it's our beloved Bob Marley was one of them. He sung about it, you know, and they killed him because he spread. But I ain't gonna say they killed him. He passed away over supposedly was it cancer or something. I think it was cancer. But anyway, he was spreading the knowledge through his music, and by him doing that, and by him reaching so many people, that's too much power for one man.
And so was Selassie.
Haile Selassie was another great king. You know, that the Jamaicans, most of the Jamaicans believed in. You know, they believed he was the Messiah come back.
Yep.
But even with that story, you know, it was a sad situation. You know, at the end of it, you know, because we still ain't free. Not the way we need to be, anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But y'all do your homework, man. You know what I'm saying? If y'all have any comments on this, man, please feel free to hit us up in the comments. Let us know how y'all feel on this certain topic. We would like to know, man, and maybe address them on the next War Report. You feel me? Everybody else got something else to say on this? Yeah.
Yeah, us as Black Americans got to get it together because Africans, they got their shit together. They do like a potluck for the Americans.
Absolutely.
Come together.
All them cultures do,
They
man.
get together.
We the only ones.
They put their money together. They will
And buy
fund
businesses together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So we got to do better as Black Americans because
I think,
Like he said, group economics.
we definitely getting back to it. Like I said, we're opening up a whole new mind of consciousness through this phone right here, man. And you know, we getting a whole bunch of it's coming back around, man. The light coming back on. And the thing is that we're definitely capable of doing it. We've been doing it. Don't say we ain't never did it. We have done it. We've been doing it.
Many times.
Now we had a little 30-year hiccup. Okay, we had a little bit of crack cocaine and a little bit of, weed and all kind of opioids come through the community, and drugs and guns and shit come through the community. But we're coming out of that fog, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot. It's a new day.
And
it's a new day here.
Too, the younger kids a lot of young kids are actually waking up to it.
Yeah, they getting tired of it, man.
A lot of young kids is coming into the fold.
Getting tired of it. It's a new wave coming.
Waking up to what's going on. A lot of our youth are young soldiers. Actually, I think that's why they're being so defeated these days, because of their mentality and their strength, and not being able to wanting to yield to a lot of negative things that's happening to us. So I really believe, that's why our kids are under attack, because they are those chosen ones that's actually going to bring back our nation, or bring the nation up, and that's why they're under heavy attack. So I think the protection should be yielded to our kids in this particular fight. We there. We just got to be available to be able to understand, what's going up. What's going on within our community and things like that. But I think really bringing the kids back into the fold of it, especially the ones that's awake, that's what's really going to get us back to where we need to be.
That's what's up.
And another thing that bothers me is that I already know this going to be chopped and screwed, and it's going to seem like somebody gonna take it and make it seem like we spewing some type of hate. Because every time black people talk about black people situations and what we going through and our pain and our struggles and what we're owed and how this country really, really treated us, it's like, oh, they're being negative, or we saying something that's not true. All we doing is speaking history, the same history you don't want to teach in school no more. That's all we talking about is the same history. That's why when I say read Richard Rothstein, read something a white man said about it. Because every time we say something, it goes in one ear and out the other. Fine. Look at the white lady. What's her name? Jane Elliott. Listen to what Jane Elliott say about it. I just start throwing out a whole bunch of white people. Then you will understand we're not saying nothing that doesn't need to be said. We're not saying nothing hateful. We're saying something about our people and what we deserve, because we have been treated unfairly. We've watched it. We see it. We see our dilapidated neighborhoods. We ride through them every day. That don't just happen for no reason. That was a planned, systematic destruction.
Well, that was one of the main things why I asked, what we gonna do when we get it. I know you you know what you said about that, asked about, but it's like we done been through so much trauma, and we've been on so many drugs, and we got so many addictions, and say these blessings, when these blessings do come, we got to be ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, to be able to handle things. Right. You know what I'm saying, to all these things, because now it's a whole flip side of it, and people don't even be ready. It's
and that touches on the number three pillar we was talking about, the rehabilitation with health,
and mental health,
mental health, and all that stuff.
Because money don't solve shit.
Right.
Money don't solve.
It's gonna be really more problems.
That's right.
You're gonna be having to deal with it. Like your life gonna change.
Man, I mean and really wealth is health. Wealth, because if you ain't here to spend the money, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta have we gotta have good health. First and foremost. That's the main ticket to wealth. If you don't have that, you don't have shit. You know what I'm saying? Money can come and go. You know what I'm saying? Money gonna come and go.
But we do need to learn how to deal with it.
We do need to know how to handle money and put it in its rightful place, so that it can help you get the help that you need.
That's right.
Exactly. There it is. And also we need to learn how to what I want to call it, leave money behind. Inheritance. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all that go in together, with number 3.
Yeah.
But hey,
well, you got to think about the inheritance situation. We couldn't get life insurance policies.
Nope, not then.
Yo.
It's so much we couldn't. See, this rabbit hole go deep.
It even goes so deep. cuz hit me with another insider where as a melanated person here in America, when a baby's being born, we signing off their rightful deed to this land, to the government. And they're giving a thing called Social Security number. And we all victim to it.
Welfare's
But-
transferred to the state.
It is what it is. We it's a lot of laws and stuff that we have to get revamped. A lot of these amendments we gotta revamp. We gotta see about them. You know what I'm
We
saying?
need to get our own.
Yeah, we just need to get our own,
We need to
man.
get our own.
I say that.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be too much trying to change all that, man.
But
Just
that's
go
why
and
a lot of
create
people
your own
say
law.
Well, that's why.
No, it's not
That's
gonna be too much because
right.
we already aren't a part of these laws that's written in. Keep in
Right.
mind, we ain't even part of the Constitution.
But we affected by it.
We are affected by it because there are black laws in place, specific laws for black people only.
Right.
They have the laws that, if you notice,
The 12th and 13th Amendment.
They have the same crimes, but a white person will do less time than a black person
Yeah,
would
it
do
was-
the
it was-
same exact
There was a
crime.
time where we couldn't even
Black laws.
we couldn't even go into court and testify against a white person.
Yep.
You know, it was a law.
They just had to take it.
So I
Took a
mean,
lot, man.
yeah, we done came a long way.
Take it.
And I mean, how can that be just? You know what I'm saying? Especially when you done fought side by side with a Caucasian brother that you know that you'll put your life
On the line.
on the line for. And he probably do the same thing
For
too.
you.
You know, you get what I'm saying? And it's crazy to come home from a war and then you get treated like shit all over again. And this happened like 4 different times within the past 100 years in the U.S. history. World War I, World War II, Vietnam War. And even the goddamn Desert Storm was still treated like shit when we got back. Y'all ain't do nothing for them dudes. We gave them PSD and all kind of crazy shit. They killing each other.
Yeah, they want to give them full disability. They want to
Give
give
them
them
full disability.
No.
man.
disability.
What about all the ones
They
that's
gotta
out
fight for. They got to fight for 100%.
Yeah, what about all of them that's homeless? Why don't they always-
Hey, Chris,